What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Jeremy and Trang's Pimptacular podcast. We are recording this Wednesday, Game 2 of the doubleheader, Padres-Phillies. Padres are currently losing 4-1 in Philadelphia. More than likely, they're going to drop Game 2 and drop this series and drop to 6 games over 500, which is not terrible in the grand scheme of things, but could certainly be a lot worse. Trang, my co-host, how's it going? How are you? Welcome to the show again.
Thank you. Doing pretty well, just like you said. Just surviving like they are right now. Currently, we're seventh inning, right, top of the seventh, and it's Phillies 4-1. And who knows, they might drop it or they might be resilient like you guys love and say that it matters all the time. But here we go.
Yeah, it's so funny. Before this game started, I was thinking, if we win this game, like, the vibes could totally change. Like, everyone's going to be in a great mood if we sweep this doubleheader, take 2 out of 3 from the Phillies, and maybe we score 6 runs in the first game. That's a great sign. Maybe this will get us going. On the opposite end of that, if we lose this series, split the doubleheader, the bad vibes will be present and in your face, and that's kind of how it is right now. Dylan Cease just cannot get out of his own way, cannot help us out. 4 runs in 6 innings, not a gas can, but just against a good team, you just need a little bit better. He's supposed to be our ace with whoever's out right now, King and Darvish and Joe. Like, he's supposed to be our rock, like, not Stephen Kolek or, even Nick Pivetta, who's been awesome. Like,
I know.
Cease is the more established ace, all-star type pitcher, and
Yep.
It's just he's not been that guy. So I don't know how you can expect to go into, a playoff run with him, a postseason series with him. He really, in these big games, just can't seem to get out of his own way. And the game's over.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I agree with everything you said. Coming here, we already know, like, he's going to get bombed for sure. Like, I was telling myself that, sports betting is about to be banned in California. We're very close to that, but we'll get to that later. But my last play would have been if they allowed me to go 1 through 9 for the Phillies lineup and just take the over half on a home run, I would have taken all of them against these. Just for, one of them has to hit, and then Max Kepler did. But I agree. I don't know what is going on with these. Like, I don't know would you trade him? Would you want to trade him now? Or because we're running so thin that we play him out for the rest of the year? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just trading starting pitching just feels so risky to me. It's kind of,
Yeah.
But, like, can you not sign somebody who has what's his ERA, like 4.7? Like, there's a lot of pitchers who 4.6. There's a lot of starting pitchers who have a lower ERA than that. Maybe a lower upside than he has, but he hasn't done anything this year that you can't get from a replacement level pitcher.
Yeah.
Or a minor leaguer that we've called up. Like, Kolek's outperformed him for a lot of the season.
I thought Berger was too until he got hit, but
Yeah. That was freaky. I thought it hit him in the ribs, and I was like, shoot.
yeah, I
And
did
then
too.
when I saw it hit him in the arm, I was like, I'm surprised that took him out of the game, but he must have gotten nailed pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know if you can trade him, and he's got a 4.6 ERA. I don't know what he gets you. I mean, he's still a name. He's still Dylan Cease. He's got that aura about him, but who's going to give up a ton for him when he's proven that you're going to if you trade him to a National League team that's headed for the playoffs, like, how can you confidently expect him to start against the Dodgers and have success?
No.
Yeah, and if you're not going to resign him, maybe look at it. Maybe you try to get something, but yeah, I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd probably assume that they won't trade him and just hope that he figures it out. He's shown success throughout most of his career. So I think they just got to keep banking on him, making an adjustment, just finding what made him so successful for so long and getting back to that. Maybe he needs a new catcher. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, obviously, I know, like, we were just rooting for, like, a left fielder, but I feel like, man, the catching role I feel like it has moved up for me instead of, like, a left fielder. I know we're desperate for a left fielder too, but the catching role, I feel like, obviously, offensively, they're holding us back. Defensively, clearly, but I don't know. I feel like you said, I think they're going to ride him out because of his name. But after the season, do we really need him? Not really. I don't know what you can get for him. But it's like our rotation is running so thin. We're about to run through the minor league system too.
Exactly. Yeah, even before the season, I think if people were talking about who we're going to sign, like King and Cease, I think most people were on the King side.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that's even more so now. And especially with King's injury, I wonder if this will lower his ceiling a little bit in terms of how
Yeah.
much money he's going to be commanding. So that might work to our favor, assuming he's like comfortable here and happy. But we could potentially get sign King and Cease. I don't see a situation where he comes back. I heard somebody talking about. Are you aware of his like card YouTube on that TikTok channel? It's not him. It's like a friend of his, but he joins it all the time, and they open up
Like packs and stuff.
packs of cards, baseball
No.
cards, Pokemon cards, whatever. Anyway, so they go on TikTok live and they just talk. I've joined a couple times and it's pretty boring, but they they open these cards together, and I guess somebody asked him a question about if he's going to come back next year to the Padres, and he gave like a very flippant, unenthusiastic answer, like I don't know, we'll see, kind of thing. And it was just interesting, like, oh, that wasn't very encouraging, or
Mm,
it's like he's been told something, but
yeah.
I don't know. Time will tell. We'll see what happens in the off season. But now we're focused on this season, and this season is feels like it's in trouble. Train. What do we got to do? How are we going to fix this? What's going on? What do we? All-Star break is coming up. Speaking of All-Stars, Manny Machado was named a starter
Yeah.
for the National League. That's actually awesome news. I think when he
Okay.
signed in 2019, I
Yeah.
was. Go ahead. Were you going to say something?
Sorry. No, I was just real quick. I was just like the last matchup with him and Muncie. That's ridiculous. First of all,
Yeah.
like, and I've said this before. I hate giving fans the privilege to vote the starters for All Star because it's a popularity contest by then, you know. And then you're also voting for guys that have been injured for majority of the season coming in too. So it's like it messed everything up. So for me, I would prefer, why do we have stats and stuff? They're use the stats.
Right.
Reserves could be reserved for media. And there's all-star events. Leave that to the fans about who we want to see in the home run derby or something. I don't know. That's just my idea. But yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
glad he was actually one who made it because his numbers make sense offensively and defensively.
Yeah, he definitely deserved it. I thought when he signed he'd be a little more consistent with his All Star nods, but obviously there's a lot of good third basemen out there. And I think if weren't for fan voting, he probably would be more of a consistent All Star. I think they do the fan voting to involve the fans and to get the fans invested to actually watch and to care. But like, I don't know, if you're baseball, wouldn't you want to like take that decision away from the fans and actually put the players on the field who you want to like showcase and like deserve to be put on this big stage? Like I don't know, just like Ellie De La Cruz is a very popular player with a lot of young people, from what I can understand.
Yeah.
Like he's someone who should be, but he's not going to playing in Cincinnati, like not a huge market. And
Yeah.
the Reds are not like a super good team. I just don't think he's going to have to. And that's the same with San Diego too. I mean, especially before we started getting decent these last few years. Um, you're always fighting an uphill battle to get these votes in and get these players in. So yeah, I think most people dislike fan voting. I don't know if there's a ton of people who are like, oh, this is so awesome. It would be really cool if they took that away and just did it by stats and or by aura, essentially.
By aura. I think aura is the problem here because
No,
fan
because
or
because because Max Muncy has no aura. If you know what I mean.
oh yeah,
Like
he definitely doesn't.
they got to showcase people who are really good and really just catchy that are going to make
Yeah.
people tune in. Max Muncy's not going to make people
No.
tune in. Teoscar Hernandez isn't going to make people tune in. Good player. He's scary when the Padres play him. I don't like facing him, but he's not going to give you a ratings bump.
Yeah, I think it was like last year that Ball made it or something, and it's like, huh?
Yeah,
Like, yeah, okay, I get it. Like, that's no aura. Like, what? But yeah, like, use the stat. I feel like no one's gonna argue. No fans is gonna argue if they put the starters with the best stats in first. You can't argue with that because, hello, numbers are there to prove that
right.
they belong there. Reserves, whatever. Leave it to people who vote the next one in. It doesn't matter. But Yeah, I guess aura does matter. And I think that's why people want to see Ellie. Would see Ellie or James Wood.
Yeah, yeah, that's another one. Yeah, like these young stars coming up.
Yeah.
Washington. Yeah, I don't know how big of a market that is, or how realistic it is to get enough of those fans to vote their players in. So yeah, hopefully MLB steps in at some point and changes this up because it's kind of a silly gimmick in my opinion.
Yeah, because I remember just looking at the ballot at first, or like the first or second round. It's like Dodgers, 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 and it's like not because we hate them either. It's just like, come on, that does
Yeah,
not make any sense for baseball. People just want,
Dodgers, Dodgers, Cubs, Mets are going to be the big
yeah,
ones for sure. So
yeah,
yeah, it's not my thing. Hopefully, and like Tatis should be in there too. Speaking to Aura, he's not been, I guess, amazing this year, but he's still in terms of WAR. He's what is he? Isn't he like a top 15-ish
yeah.
player this year? Like he'll still probably get in there like as a reserve or something. I hope. But I just think in terms of exposure, in terms of promoting the game, moving the game along, someone like Tatis needs to be involved. He should
Yeah.
be there.
Like
So
if say like if
Nunez
he
is
doesn't
coming.
make it like say if he doesn't make it as a reserve, right? But like you said, MLB should do because people want to see Tatis or like Ellie or something like that. Should there be another event that they should do? Like I know like okay, like say like the NFL, I know they did too much of the Pro Bowl, right? So people kind of stopped watching it. It got uninteresting because you
Yeah.
don't need all that. But like MLB just has what the home run, the derby, and then the actual game, right?
Right.
Besides, we don't count the celebrity, but
Right. Right.
should there be another event to showcase, get the fans engaged in other stuff? Because I know NBA has the skills challenge, and
Mhm.
everybody tunes in for that on Saturday. Like people watch that more than the actual game itself, because that's the 3-point contest, the I don't know, the little skills.
That's a great idea. I think there's definitely an opportunity to get creative with what they can do with their big stars.
Yeah,
What if they like did a pickup game, like a pickup basketball game? I'm sure that they shoot hoops probably all the time,
oh, that's true.
running
We
around,
need
or
some
just something where they're having fun, running around,
yes,
playing grab ass with each other. That's what people want to see.
grab ass.
Yes, yes. So I think something silly where they can let loose a little bit. I don't know. There's ways to get creative. I think that's a really good idea. Find ways to not just make it an all-star game or the home run derby, which is fun. But I think what people like about the home run derby is obviously the long home runs, but you kind of get to see the players interacting in a way that you don't normally get to see them.
Yeah, yeah,
If they can extrapolate upon that and find ways to get more of those types of interactions, that'd be pretty fun. I've been begging for years for them to pull back the curtain on baseball and let these players' personalities shine through a
yeah.
little bit.
We don't see that at all.
They do a little bit now with their YouTube, the Padres specifically, with these like player interviews and stuff. It's still like really kind of like overproduced, rehearsed. Um, it'd be cool to do something a little more. I don't know, a little more loose, a little more dangerous.
Yeah, because it seems like a forcing them to do just content, like
Yeah.
for content. It's not just yeah, like you said, it's not anything like natural about it that they
Mhm.
should be doing. I don't know how they do that because I think people would love to see like you said the derby, all
Mhm.
these like all these players just interact with each other and they don't get to do that, and we like, actually like to see that,
Yeah.
um, just more than beyond the team. I think again back to NBA. I think that's what NBA does very well during their like All-Star weekend. Saturday the skills. You get to see every player interaction, whether they're actually in the skill or they're just sitting as like a fan.
It seems
Oh,
like
okay.
the NBA is a very
We're about
player-driven
to
sport.
cut off
Oh,
real
great!
quick.
Nunez gave up a run.
I know.
I'm over this.
Too much Mortons. This is on you.
Didn't Too Much Morton say this guy was really good?
Yes, that's why I just yelled at him. I hope he sees this. Goodness gracious. But
Like you
it's
said,
crazy.
the NBA is a very player-driven sport.
Yeah.
Whereas MLB, it's like the sport itself is the driving factor. But like, I may be speaking out of turn or just incorrectly, but to me, it seems like NBA, you go to see their stars kind of thing. It's just very like the star power is what drives it.
Yeah.
MLB doesn't seem to operate like that, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I don't they just don't market themselves well.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to explain it, and it's like other sports can do that, you know? And it goes beyond just, NBA, like yes, you always see LeBron, 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 but they also don't make it LeBron. They make it, I don't know. I don't know how they do it, but MLB doesn't do that yet. And I feel like MLB, like I said, revenue's going up.
Mhm.
They're getting a lot more fans in the stadiums, watching the game, enjoying the game, but they still can't market it well enough that it reaches the level of NFL or even NHL nowadays too, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, it's funny. We're in our baseball bubble, but you're also part of football bubbles and other
Yeah.
sport bubbles too. So many people view like baseball as like a total boring sport, like almost like laughable to like watch it. And
Like you.
yeah,
Like they think of it as like a joke.
yeah, and so
Yeah.
it'd be fun if they found a way to change that narrative at some point. Oh boy, Nunez, he can't find the plate. You got to get
No.
him a map, show him where
Is
it's
this
at.
jitters? Is this jitters? Hopefully, or not
Probably,
even.
yeah. MLB debut. He's really young. He
Yeah.
comes in. Didn't he come in? So that run he gave up, that wasn't on him.
I don't think so. I missed that.
Was that Yuki that let the runner on base
Yeah.
previously? Yeah. So he comes in with a runner on base, so he doesn't start with a clean inning, which is kind of unfortunate. But
You can see it's like red on his face. Like, oh,
really, I can't
yeah.
see it. Poor guy.
Yeah.
Can't win a whole lot of games when you only score one run. That's just how it goes, unfortunately.
Like
So
this
we have
run
a day
support is
off.
killing me.
What's killing you?
The run support. Any
Oh,
runs just at all. Like actual runs, not walk runs, free runs.
yeah. Lucky for us, the pitcher last game couldn't throw any strikes.
I know.
So we have the day off tomorrow, and then the Rangers series next. They're not very good. Hopefully, we can win a couple games there,
Yeah.
but we'll see. And then when's the All-Star break?
And so not next week, the week after,
Okay,
because we play I think we play a 4 game series at home versus the D-backs.
that's right.
And then I don't like that series. We
Mm-hmm.
don't like that series. And then I think Corbin Carroll's coming back too from his hand
Nice,
injury.
nice. That'll be
So it always works out
then.
that way. Somebody good gets injured and they just somehow magically come back
Yeah,
when they play the Padres. Never fails.
and then we play the Phillies again at home. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
But hey, isn't Yu Darvish supposed to be coming back soon? I
I
don't know
thought
if
that
you
was the end
saw
of
that.
May. So
Yeah.
I
Um,
don't I'm honestly one of those people that I'm not gonna believe it until I see it on the lineup card. I'm just
yeah. They're so mysterious with their injury updates.
yeah.
They're shrouded in mystery. But he's thrown a couple sim games now, and I think I saw that he's still making progress and hopes to like join the rotation soon. So that'll be cool. That'll be helpful to have. Hopefully, he like is good and
But
hasn't lost
he's
it.
like lower back issues, arm issues.
Yeah,
Like his whole body's broken. And I obviously want him to do well, but like you said, they're not good at updating us with injuries. So
Mhm.
every time we hear him, he's about to do this assignment or he's about to pitch on the mound or whatever, it's like you hear that, then it's like there's a setback. And then he does this and he's like, there's another setback because now it's July,
Right.
you know? So, I mean,
And
hope
it's
he comes
like
back.
he didn't pitch a ton last season, and now he's not pitching a lot this season. It's like you kind of
Yeah.
wonder what. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's feeling fresh because of all that time off. But hopefully there's not like rust there.
I
Um,
know.
so I don't know.
And
I
I was saying an Asian 40 something is going to be an Asian 20, but
it
that's
doesn't
not going to apply
apply.
here.
It doesn't apply to joints apparently.
No, not at all. So there that goes. But at least I think he was honest, right? About saying that he's not going to probably finish through this contract. Is that what I think
Yeah,
he
he
said?
he, he said he would retire if he doesn't feel like he can perform anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He'd be somebody that I hope would like stay involved in the organization at some point.
Yeah.
He's like a big name. He seems to like it here. His son goes to school here,
Oh,
and
that's
he's
right.
working his way through the ranks. So um, I don't know. Yeah, Padres are in a tough spot, Train. They're in a tough spot. they're 8 games back now of the Dodgers.
Remember
But
when like they handed us the plate
yes,
to take the NL West, and we just was like, nah, we're allergic to it. So
we're good. But we are a game up on the Giants. So, and what's kind of funny is there's a lot of other teams in the National League who are also like struggling mightily throughout this last month that we've been playing poorly. I think we're like 2.5 games out of the first wild card spot, which is kind of crazy. Like the Mets have fallen off big time. The Giants have cooled off. Diamondbacks still haven't gotten hot. Cardinals are behind us still, I think, or right around us. So it's easy to get frustrated, and I am frustrated just because watching this team
yeah,
is just it's really difficult to just get excited about this lineup right now. But it's assuring to see that we're not really losing much ground in the wild card race, and so hopefully, if they shuffle things around at the deadline, they can make some adjustments and make some improvements in ways. Because it's like literally, how can the lineup get worse? It's bad. It's bad. This is a hitter's park. I mean, Phillies are a good team.
yeah,
They've got good pitchers, but I mean, and we didn't really hit in Cincinnati either, which is even more of a hitter's park.
I know.
Um,
That's why I was
and
like,
so
I almost
it's
got
just
no hit by Nick Martinez. Like, come
yeah,
on.
that was crazy.
Um, but it's okay. I have actually probably like wanted the worst perspective on this lineup that I can
Here.
tell. Because I oddly think this line, obviously on paper, it's really good. Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know, one through one through four, probably top five in the league. This is
Yep.
on paper. One through five, top of not five. And middle lineup, very good, actually, doable. Bottom of the lineup, it's
Mm-hmm.
eighth hole is kind of up there. It's like that question mark box, like Mario or something.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're getting. But some days are good, some days are bad. And then obviously nine hole is just okay, like that's
Right.
out the window. Obviously we need a catcher. But it just sucks. I just feel like when one through four hasn't been producing either, and this is and I feel like when that gets going, I feel like everybody will get going. And it just sucks because if they can't, I don't think we're like I know people are just like negative spiral about this lineup, but what can you do if one through four aren't even producing?
Yeah.
Like how can everybody else get going? Like I think it's just like it's like that vibe or energy that is just if one's like the top four is off, then everybody else is gonna be off.
Yeah.
And even though I know Bogarts is like starting to get a little hot, like that's great. But we also need everybody above him that should be doing good to do good, and that's not working here.
Yeah. It starts with Tatis. He's kind of the life and soul of the team,
Hmm.
and he just for the longest time he's just kind of been in this mopey mood.
Yeah,
And I think when he's feeling himself and he's dancing around and doing his thing like that, people feed off that. The crowd feeds on it. His teammates feed off it. And it just hasn't been there for whatever reason. I mean, he started off the season like so good, and for whatever reason now it doesn't seem like he like drives the ball
yeah,
very often. A lot of singles, a lot of like infield hits now. He hit a ball hard last game, which was good to see. But this just doesn't seem like he, I don't know, gets very like much lift on the ball. Not a lot of launch angle.
yeah.
Um,
By the
I
way,
don't know. It's just
cut you
yeah.
off real quick. Keep
Yes.
going, because what if he homers right here? But go ahead.
I'll do a backflip. But that's how confident I am that he's just not. You got a hit. I think I'm ahead of you. Spoiler.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know why.
Um, it sounds like he hit the ball hard there, but again, it's like this is supposed to be one of the premier power hitters in the game,
Yeah,
and it seemed to have left him somehow. So I don't know. Maybe he needs an All-Star break. Maybe he shouldn't play in the All-Star game to give himself some rest. Because man, he's just not the same guy. But
I agree, and I think that also affects obviously him and Miro are just like the vibes guy, right? Because like you said, once he gets going, you see that in Miro too, and I feel like Miro has lost that as well.
yeah,
And I think it's shown in the outfield too. Like yes, I know we don't have a good left fielder or whatever, but I feel like the communication out there has also not been good at all. I don't know how many times we've seen them so close to running to each other nowadays. And we haven't seen that when they were actually like doing well and communicating and
Yeah.
good vibes, you know? Because I've seen like Tatis and Merrill even like damn near like crossing paths like so close to each other. It's like, guys, like, are we not? What's going on? Like, it goes beyond like baseball
Yeah.
itself.
But like, just Merrill's kind of the same way. It just he just there's not that same energy in him that there
Yeah.
was previously. I don't know. Everyone says that the clubhouse is pretty close and everyone gets along really well. That's good, but I don't know. Just maybe it's just the fact they're not playing as well, and that's keeping everyone down a little bit. And they just they'll have a little more pep in their step once they rattle off some more wins.
Yeah.
But until then, yeah, just watching it, just something feels off. I mean, from like people like you and me who watch this team all the time, we saw how energetic they were at the start of the year and how energetic and lively they can be at certain times.
Yeah.
And just to watch them now when they're struggling, it's a tough watch. I don't know. Manny's been solid, right?
Yep.
For the most part, yeah, solid all-star, obviously, and then a rise. I don't know, man. I think it was only just a few podcasts ago we were talking about how like when he's out of the lineup, these guys can't hit, but you put him back in there and he totally changes everything. Yeah, now it's like I'm fine if he's not in the lineup.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if his wrist is still bothering him. I just wish he was getting more hits. His pitch selection is just kind of insane sometimes. Where are you kind of with the top four?
I agree with the rise. I know early on though, I did say I wanted to extend him. This was like early on though, because you
Well,
know,
me too.
like
I said the same thing.
yeah, but like you said, the picture selection, like what kind of at the plate, it's concerning. I don't think it's.
I don't know if
Oh well,
his contract is in the back of his head, being a contract year, that he's just trying
yeah,
to get as many hits as possible, would be a shame. To change what's made him so successful in his career would be a bummer. So, did you see what happened?
yeah. I can't tell though. I missed it. I don't know if that was in or out.
He struck out.
But yeah, what pitch was that? Was that out the plate? Because he was arguing with the ump, and I didn't see it.
It looked like it nicked the corner at the bottom of the zone,
Oh,
just barely.
mm,
Yeah, good pitch.
dang, that's happened twice in a day already.
My God.
Why did we decide to do a podcast this season? I feel like,
I think I had it in my head when they were playing like super well. I want to talk about this team all the time. These guys are so much fun to watch and play.
like,
Now,
okay, Jeremy, I'll join you.
yeah, now I'm in too deep, and it's like, why did I do this?
Now it's like therapy for both of us.
Yes, we're exercising the demons. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's this team is just I feel like we've gone through years of bad baseball, and I wonder if it's because we had it in our head that like the good times were coming,
Yeah.
that we were able to just kind of like exist with it and ride the wave of whatever was happening with the team and be like, all right, so we've got these prospects coming up, hot talent lava. This will all be worth it in a couple years. And it was great for those few years. And now we're in 2025, and it's like we don't have that great future behind us anymore. Like, this is the great future. We're living it now, and it doesn't feel great.
No. It's funny because I think the hype started pandemic year, the COVID year,
Yes,
2020.
2020.
And since then, we're just like, oh man, there's something special about this team. So special. And yes, we had good runs, but it's like, man, we're getting so close, and then we just don't get close anymore. We get so close, and then all of a sudden we die. And it's like this lineup is incredible again, but not incredible because we're lacking stuff, but like incredible as it should be, or more entertaining than years past that we've been fans. And now it's ass again.
Yeah.
Like what are we living for the next?
I hope we can at least make the playoffs, because I think just the anticipation of like a playoff game starting is so exciting, And I think
Yeah.
watching a playoff game when your team's not in it is so deflating. So, I'm still hopeful. Hopeful they can make a couple moves. I hope they don't sell or like. I can't imagine they would sell.
Oh my gosh, Yes, because
Yes.
okay, I'm gonna cut you off because
Go ahead.
I agree with that because man, this fan base is driving me nuts. Like this negative spiral of like you guys like get a fucking grip. Like it's
Right.
not that bad. Like I don't know where this fandom of like seek therapy, seek help or something because you guys aren't helping this cause. Like it's not as bad as you guys think it is. Like do you guys watch baseball?
Well, so I'm kind of a doomer when it comes to the everyday, like watching these games. It's just kind of it's kind of a miserable experience. However, I I definitely don't want to like sell
Yeah,
and retreat,
yeah,
because I think the window to make things happen is now. They're not playing very well recently, and even longer than recently. But by no means do I want to like try again next year. We've talked about before, like Manny's 33, I think, in like a week or so.
yeah.
He's having a great year, but he's only got so many great years ahead of him. Same with Xander; he's finally starting to figure it out. But I mean, age is going to catch up to him soon as well. We've got some really expensive, really old players that can contribute now, but probably won't be as good in 2 or 3 years. So to take a step back and try again next year or even the year after that, I just think is risky. I think these like this year and next year are big years. I don't know what our new owner, Seidler Brothers, has in mind in terms of what his payroll is going to look like in the future, but I can't imagine it's going to be anything like Peters was. So yeah, it's frustrating, and I'm going to complain about them like crazy. But people suggest selling or like doing a rebuild, blowing it up and starting all over. I'm like, no, 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 no. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm hoping for. Like we still have a solid team. They just need to make some adjustments, do things differently, get a few new players here or there. No more Martin Maldonado or Elias Diaz. That would be a huge plus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just yeah.
I agree with that. There's obviously a piece here and there that we could trade for, but rebuilding and everything, like I said, we have actually elite talent on this team, regardless of the age. You know, yes, they're in their 30s, but they still are so talented at their age. But it's also like, I don't know, I maybe it's like a weird way to look at it, but I've noticed that this league this season, unless I'm tripping, like there has been a lot more injuries, and I feel like people are keeping like the farm system up or the minor league system up, and I don't think a lot of teams are also trying to sell or rebuild as much or give away their top elite players because everybody's like moving young now.
Mhm.
So it's I feel like it's just hard to make deals nowadays to or rebuild in general if you're trying to acquire something else from a different team. Yeah, because I really think we do have elite talent there still, but it's just like I don't know what slump they're in right now. I guess you can call it a slump. I don't, yeah, whatever. Because you can't find this talent, like three or four guys we have on our team, somewhere else, I think. Maybe one guy,
Yeah.
two guys, but not.
Uh,
And then we're already kind of using our whole minor league farm system already. So I don't know where we're gonna go from here. But I just feel like there's no need to sell because I feel like this team is still good. We're just missing like two pieces. Definitely find a way to get a catcher.
right. I heard. I was listening to some of Darren Smith's podcast, the free 17 minutes or so that he puts on his website. He was going on about how like oh, Campusano is not going to be a savior of the season. If you think that, like I don't know what to tell you. And it's like, from my perspective, it's like, well, I don't think anyone expects him to be a savior of the season or something that's going to completely change everything. But
Yeah.
you he's a noticeable upgrade to our lineup than what we have currently, if given consistent at bats over a month's time or so.
Hmm.
Um, our catcher's OPS is like 100 points lower than like the average catcher's OPS or something like that.
Yeah, we're like below. We're like 29 out of 30. I think the
Yeah,
bottom worst two are like the Brewers.
right. And I was just thinking like, well, yeah, it's not like you're putting Barry Bonds in there, but it's an incremental upgrade, which we can look for in several parts of the lineup. Like if you can upgrade in a position, why wouldn't you try to do that? Now I know it's apparent that Schilt does not value the offensive profile as a catcher as much as the game calling and the defensive metrics, but the defense hasn't been great for those current two catchers either. I think Campusano would be an improvement, but they could get another catcher. They can get almost any catcher, minors or major leagues. Any backup would be an upgrade to what we're dealing with currently. I think that should be of importance because having those guys at the bottom of our lineup, like the Brookses and the Maldonados and the Diazes, like we're not able to really sustain rallies when we have these guys that are close to automatic outs there. So I like that Tatis is hitting leadoff again because I think you want him to get the most at-bats in a game. And I like the idea of if someone in the bottom of the lineup gets on base, he gets to hit with runners on, assuming he gets his power stroke back at some point.
Yeah.
But with our current catchers, it's just like, I don't know, you just don't expect them to get on. I think Diaz walked twice in the first game, which is great, but he also had a throwing error, dropped a fly ball, had like a wild pitch or a pass ball or something to just So to that point, thinking that Campusano is gonna change everything, I don't think he's gonna change everything. It's just an incremental upgrade, just like you can have an incremental upgrade in several other parts of the lineup.
Yeah.
Which is I don't know, we were losing by one run in a lot of these games. Could an incremental upgrade make a difference in some of those games? I think so. If that results in one or two more wins, that could be huge come qualifying for the playoff time. So, yeah, I think there's some big issues with this team. The big four need to hit. I think Cronenworth, Sheets, and Bogarts in the middle of the lineup is fine. I don't see a need to fix with that. But Brooks should not be in the lineup. Maldonado or Diaz, they're just preventing us from sustaining rallies, from scoring more runs, which is how you win games. So hopefully they address that soon. But we still got, I think, another month until the trade deadline. So I hope they don't wait until the last minute to make a move. But we'll see.
Yeah, I have fun either, but I just feel like, man, everybody is racing the clock and they need somebody because, like I said, of all these injuries and people want to, make moves and stuff like that. And I feel like time is ticking. I don't know. It is July.
I mean, you never say never, but the division is almost certainly out of hand unless something dramatic happens. 8 games, that's a lot of ground to make up.
And they're let's be real.
It doesn't sound like the Dodgers are slowing down anytime soon.
No. I just that itself right there too makes me, God, I hate saying this, but them losing all these pitchers, but still managing to they won through whatever. They're winning games because their offense is as consistent as can be. If Freeman has a bad, quote unquote bad day because he went 0-4 whatever, there's 5-6 other guys in the lineup that can pick the slack up for him, which is so nice, and they've they're losing 20 pitchers already this season. Yeah. So I just feel like our lineup matches with that, but it's what on paper our lineup matches with that, but production wise I have no clue what happened. We were so competitive with them, and then now it's we lost all that. We were neck and neck with them. I felt like
they've got such an advanced approach. I think whenever we play them, it always seems like Ohtani or Betts or Freeman, they're always on deck or always about to hit again. It's man, they turn the lineup over so well, which is something that can't happen when the hitters at the bottom of our lineup can't get on base consistently. So, man, I don't know. What else have you been up to, Trang? What else is on your mind? I don't really want to talk about how my team's about to lose again.
I know, but I just feel like we're going to have more of these. Or wait, this episode probably may be the last one before All-Star break, so we'll probably be a little bit more peaceful.
Hopefully.
Then. Yeah.
We'll see.
But
Hopefully, we'll make a
Uh,
move before then. That'll give us something to talk about at least.
yeah,
Yeah.
but we'll just be watching your shorts and
Oh, thank
I don't
you. At
know.
least somebody watches them.
Oh, your poem today was incredible, by the way. I
Which
think that
one?
was you did multiple poems today.
I do do multiple. I do do multiple posts.
God, you're a poet too. What can't you do?
The
Is that it? I don't know. It's like you started listing Harper, you started rhyming each of them. You posted on Twitter
yes,
today.
yeah. That's what's in, guys. Remember that? That's what's in.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
incredible.
I was just saying that, and
But the way your tone, impeccable.
oh, thanks. Anyway, hey, football season's starting this month, huh?
Yeah, but I'm the type of person that can care less about preseason, to be honest. Like, what can you do? You just watch the first quarter with the starters, and it's
Yeah,
just
a lot of
whatever.
the starters don't even play at all anymore, right?
Yeah, yeah. And it sucks too because, I mean, stereotypical, right? Because I'm Asians and degenerate. So
Okay.
we're about to lose sports betting in California. So it doesn't help make football season that much exciting. Because people are right. We're degenerates. And did I ever tell you the story how
You
I
can't
got
say
to
that on our show, Trang. People are going to get mad at
what? I thought we were trying to get sponsored by Prize Picks.
us.
What about my uncle that's in prison because
Oh my gosh. This is not a therapy session, Trang.
okay.
I'm
But
sure
yeah.
he's a nice guy.
No, my uncle, the one Otani put in.
Oh,
And out my family problems if I had it.
I was like, oh, geez. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, geez. I would love for that to really get exposed one day. I don't know if that'll happen.
Yeah, it's still sketchy.
Yeah, what do you think? This might be the last day we can do our DFS. How you gonna cope? Get a VPN?
Okay. Oh, we're not supposed to talk about doing things. That sounds so illegal. I don't know. No, I'm gonna go across the border, go to Caliente.
Oh.
That's how I learned about sports betting. Before like all these DFS sites, stuff like that. As a child, going to TJ, crossing the border, going to a sports book over there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! You get
Oh, this
you're
is
you're a, you're a real better, a
no,
real beginner.
this is the story that I was gonna tell how I became a sports betting
Let's
degenerate. Okay, I think I was very young. I forgot how old I was. Like I started saying earlier, Asians are known to bet on things.
mm-hmm.
Always, you go to casinos, you see them there. I learned sports betting through my dad, of course, and my uncles. So I was a child. Let's go get tacos. I don't know. As a child, I didn't know I was crossing a border to go to like a different like I don't know. I don't know what I thought as a child. Okay, tacos. So I'm just going along with them. But they had me come along because no one was watching me, so they can cross the border and go to Caliente Sportsbook to bet on NFL. And so
Wow.
I'm outside, little old me. So this happened for a few years. I did not know. So it's like little chinita, they would call me. And then learning Spanish when I was there. So I'm over here like every time I go, same people. I'm just like, hola, tienes chicle? Like little girl. So I'd go there for tacos, supposedly, but now I know that they go there for sports betting and before there were sites and stuff like that. So that's how I learned about odds, spreads, and stuff like that. It's because from my dad. So if dad, if you see
Wow.
this, so the whole world knows it's your fault.
So it's hereditary. Oh man, I
Yeah,
can't
that's what
wait!
I
I can't wait to
said
pass my gambling addiction on
to
to my
Sailor
kids.
first. I hope she's gonna be just like me.
That's hilarious. I can't even. Do you have? Is like Mexico the closest place you can go to do that? Can you not go to a casino and do that, like an Indian reservation?
They don't have sports betting there.
Wow.
That's why they're trying to ban all these sports betting sites
Yeah.
because they don't do that. And I feel like because all these sports betting sites are taking people out of casinos or like the next generation, like
Yeah.
everybody young guys don't really go to casinos, they'll just do
Right.
sports betting. So that's why they're trying to fight it. And
Dang.
they're about to win because yeah.
I've been out of the DFS game for a little bit. I used to love FanDuel, and then I switched over to like Prize Picks and Sleeper. But I love playing like narrative based plays,
Like
um,
birthdays
the birthdays and
and cash see
I
someone die.
would always play Campusano. And he's like, oh, he's gonna help me out today. He's gonna and as you can imagine, it didn't help me very often. So
I
I think
can't
when he got
imagine.
sent down this most recent time, I was like, okay, I think I'm done.
Jerry, you put money on Campy,
All the time, almost every day he played. Yeah,
but what though?
because
Like
the odds
what?
were so great that he would get a hit. Because it was like,
What odds? Just one hit.
yeah, like a hit and an RBI, hit run RBI 1.5 was probably like triple X your donation. But of course, that's all it was a donation.
You know how bad it is when that's too much to ask
Yeah.
just to get a hit on our.
Well, especially
There's three categories in one, and all those were too much to ask for.
especially because he only have like two at bats and then get like pinch hit for. So it looks like the Padres are about to lose this game, barring a miraculous comeback. Jose Iglesias is up. Gavin Sheets is on first. Strike three. We lose. We lost again, Trang. We lost again. It's
Oh my
over. It's
God.
over.
Well, guys, thanks for joining us. I don't know if this might be our last podcast because we're so sick and tired of watching them lose, but please like, subscribe, support us, our Twitter. I don't know where Jerry went, but hey, if this is our last one, please do all that. So, bye, guys. Thank you. Go Padres. I don't know. Bye.